My name is Mangina, and I'm a gender-fluid, two-spirit, transracial, Muslim atheist, otherkin feminist, anti-racist, social justice warrior.
Hey fellow white guys.
Hey MTV.
It's about to be a new year.
And there's a few things we think you could do a little bit better in 2017.
Here's what I think you can do better in 2017. How about you stop collectively demonizing an entire group of people based on their skin color? How about you stop trying to be the reverse KKK for hipsters? Racism is so not cool. I'm talking to you, Francesca. Is radical feminism a refuge for fat, ugly women who can't attract high-value men? The stereotype generally holds true. Most feminists are out of shape, pierced, have freakish dyed short hair, wear genderqueer clothing, take on mannish demeanors, and are typically unappealing to heterosexual men because they look like swamp donkeys. Putting a flag filter on your Facebook profile image or tweeting hashtag pray for fill in the blank to show solidarity after every terror attack or natural disaster. It's not activism, it's not helping anyone. It's lame virtue signaling to score social brownie points.
You're a basic bitch.
Learn what mansplaining is, and then stop doing it.
Yeah, learn what being a retard is, and then stop doing it.
Guys, we know nobody's perfect.
Yeah, but that's no excuse to avoid the treadmill, chubby. A few weeks ago, I was attacked by Cosmopolitan, Marie Claire and Time magazine for sending out the following tweet under the hashtag how to spot a feminist. Usually fat and ugly, always inherently unlikable, supremely hypocritical, snarky, annoying, deluded, intransigent. It took Michael Moore just 4 months to go from this...
Now we have Hillary Clinton and you to blame for this. This is not good.
...to this.
I mean, this is a pretty good person. She's a decent person.
Michael Moore is a sack of shit. The West is the best. Why do you think everyone wants to move here? But when they do move here, they bring the worst aspects of their own culture with them and create ghettos, supplanting the original culture. Shitting in public is not acceptable. I don't care if it's part of your culture. Shitting in public is bad. Some cultures are better than others.
Women's History Month isn't about taking away anything from men, okay? I wouldn't dream of it.
Right, so you just symbolically chopped a penis in half because depicting genital mutilation doesn't make you look like a stereotypically crazed, unhinged feminist at all. No!
I feel like we're watching the stirrings of fascism in Europe again. And I genuinely never thought it would be my country that did that.
Right, so he voted against being ruled by a centralised authoritarian superstate dominated by Germany, and somehow you think that that makes us fascist.
Nine, 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 nine. On Tuesdays, I identify as transracial, just like my heroine, Rachel Dolezal. Hey, Rachel! Some people claim that just because I was born white, with white ancestors stretching back 4 centuries, that this means I am engaging in cultural appropriation.
Are you African American?
I don't understand the question.
Stupid butthurt millennials are all over social media whining and crying because the UK voted to leave the EU. They're out on the streets protesting against democracy and in favour of the political establishment. We haven't witnessed this kind of outpouring of love for an undemocratic superstate since the Hitler Youth.
It's like we celebrate so many dudes that we're running out of dudes to celebrate.
Say the same people who celebrated giving a man the Woman of the Year award. So Michael Moore, the man who cut his teeth on standing up to doctrines of neoliberal globalization, is now endorsing the ultimate embodiment of neoliberal globalization, Hillary Clinton. Signing online petitions to ban all the things. You're not doing your bit for society, you're just jumping on the latest slacktivist bandwagon.
That's some unoriginal ratchet shit right there.
Stop complaining about working class people having no voice, then castigating those same people as backward and bigoted when they express a different opinion to you. Stop denouncing old people like you know more than them.
Just wish that our parents and our grandparents would have thought of their children and our generation.
This is the generation that fought and died for your freedom to vote in the first place. Imagine if you fought in World War II, saved this country from fascism, and then contributed to British society for the next 70 years, only to have some 18-year-old punk tell you that you shouldn't be allowed to vote. These people built our country. What do you expect from Generation Snowflake? Self-entitled, spoiled, immature, me brats who are so buried in their cell phones and social media virtue signaling ghettos they can't even comprehend the notion of someone having a different opinion to them. In Afghanistan, police officers and military commanders like to rape young boys. Raping young boys is part of their culture. Raping boys is not acceptable. I don't care if it's part of your culture. Raping boys is bad. Some cultures are better than others. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the new face of feminism, Triggly Puff. First of all, you're an SJW, so you're probably a big supporter of the trans species movement. May I suggest that you start to identify as Jabba the Hutt?
Hillary Clinton. I will be voting for Hillary Clinton.
Why should we care about what generic hipster McDouchebag YouTuber says? Hipster McDouchebag is telling his 5 million subscribers to vote for Hillary Clinton after having met, worked with, and been thanked by Hillary Clinton.
Want to thank Casey.
Casey, reading a New York Times article doesn't suddenly make you an authority on politics. Why don't you stick to the topics you're comfortable with? The world's largest sundae ice cream and dicking around on a skateboard like someone half your age. And stop misleading millions of young people to vote for a warmongering corporate Wall Street whore who couldn't give a shit about them.
On Thursdays, I identify as trans-able. Just like transgenders, trans-able people are trapped inside the wrong body. That's why we want to hack off our limbs and become disabled. As you can see, I've started with my ear.
This idiot thinks that the best thing about the EU is the NHS, the British National Health Service.
If you were to list your 3 favourite things about the EU, Holly, what would they be?
They would be, well, definitely the NHS.
She thinks that Brexit means the government will no longer pay for her to travel to France.
If I can't go to France, I've got to pay to go to France now. Flight travel.
She thinks we should have stayed in the EU so everyone would be forced to have the same opinion.
That's what basically, like for me, it's just about everyone being united together and like having the same opinion.
You were literally too stupid to insult.
Here's another reason why Michael Moore is a sack of shit. Michael Moore is actually an out-of-touch, anti-capitalist, multi-millionaire member of the left-wing intelligentsia whose entire fat, putrid existence is wholly dependent on the very same establishment that he used to rage against. And it's a yes. Michael Moore is a duplicitous, corrupted, flip-flopping, elitist sack of shit who couldn't give a rat's ass about ordinary Americans.
If the majority of the people had their say on Michael Moore, I think it would be shut the fuck up.
To be honest, I'm having trouble understanding why anyone would want a Men's History Month.
Right, because it's not like men discovered or invented the steam engine, the car, the light bulb, penicillin, or the origin of the species. So there you have it, Women's History Month and International Women's Day. Another chance for feminists to hate on men, whine about complete non-issues, while ignoring actual oppression of women in the Islamic world.
What? I'm triggered.
So does radical feminism make women fat and ugly, or are already fat and ugly women attracted to radical feminism? UCLA researchers found that feminine-looking, i.e. attractive women, are more likely to be conservatives, while manly-looking women are more likely to be liberals. In fact, even fat pride feminist Lindy West admitted that conservative women were prettier, although she believes that attractiveness is a social construct invented by the evil patriarchy. Well, you be the judge. I'm proud to say that it was the West that ended slavery virtually everywhere else, but it still persists in some parts of Africa and India. Some cultures are better than others. In terms of individual freedom, economic prosperity, intellectual advancement, technological progress, the arts and medicine, the West provided the blueprint for the ascent of humanity. The West is also the most tolerant place in the world towards other cultures and invites them with open arms, even at the risk of obliterating itself. So why are we constantly browbeaten into being ashamed of the West? Look at the fruits of Western civilization: an increase in health, wealth, comfort, freedom, and life expectancy unparalleled in human history.
Please leave your comments below. However, if you don't totally agree with and fully embrace every facet of my lifestyle, I will publicly shame you, have your account shut down, and get you fired from your job. That's tolerance.